like I was and miss out on the opportunity to know what it's like to own your own bike. So it's been a blessing for me every year to do that through the Magic Johnson Foundation. So that's what I've been doing away from basketball. I love working every single day. I get up at 4 o'clock every morning, like this morning, got up at 4 o'clock. I'm never late for anything, so I got down here almost 2 hours ahead of time. There's a beautiful park across the street from here, so I went and sat in the park, and as I'm waiting to come and see you, and so it drives my people crazy that I'm an on-time man, and I make them get to every meeting at least an hour before. They hate traveling with me, going to meetings, but we're sitting in somebody's lobby for an hour. But that's just how I'm built. I can't change. What's your name, sir? Daniel. So Daniel, I'm so competitive. Driving my wife is just absolutely crazy. And my daughter played point guard in high school. And my wife says, play her one-on-one, it'll make her better. And then I didn't want to play her one-on-one. I know who I am. So when your wife tells you to do something twice, you better get to it. So she told me that second time, and I got to it. So it was hard for me. We went to 10. I let her get to 9. That was hard for me to do. I let her get to 9. And then I crushed her. My wife got so mad at me. Why did you let her win? I can't let nobody win. So every board game that we play right now, the family get together, I gotta win. I don't know anything else, So what I want to do is make this interactive. And I want you to ask me questions. Let's have some fun. And you can ask me anything, and it'll be fun for you, fun for me, okay? So just raise it. Yes, sir.
I don't see how to chat on it.
There's no I in him. But there's me and he. What do you think about that?
I'm at a conference.
He don't say anything. I mean, that big.
No, if you can hear me.
I would say this, I've been blessed to play on an unbelievable team with the Lakers and guys who want to win. I know you had a lot of great Lakers here last night and other players. So when you think about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, his dominance not only in the NBA, think about this. Kareem never lost a state championship in high school. He won all the national championships in college. Just think about that. He won 3 straight national championships in college. And then he comes and wins 6 NBA championships.
I'm at a conference in her spots.
James Worthy won an NBA championship. NCAA championship with North Carolina. And Jamal Wilkes won with UCLA. So I played with a lot of guys who understood team concept. Because we can't do nothing without a team.
Demon
You don't play as a team. I don't care if it's sports, if it's business. You got to work as a team. And everybody must play a role. And not worry about who's scoring the points or who's getting the credit. That's what I love about the Lakers. Nobody cared about who got the credit, who names in the paper. We just cared about winning and playing together. And because of that, we had great success. And we went to the finals 9 times in 12 years. What a run. That's an unbelievable run. And so I'm just happy I played with unselfish men. And because of that, we're really great friends today, too. We empowered each other. It was beautiful. Beautiful to watch, and beautiful to play on a team like that. Okay. Yes, sir.
So, other than Larry Bird, what other player that you played against was real challenging, and why?
Oh, Michael Jordan. And why? Because he could jump so high. Why?
I need a
Because
question
he
to
was so
ask.
skilled and talented. People forget this about both of them. I'm going to get on the stage for this one. Larry Bird and Michael Jordan were 2 of the most fundamentally sound basketball players we've ever seen. That's why they had great success. Everybody looks at everything else but it starts with the fundamentals. And then second, high basketball IQ. I'm looking at how many 200 of the smartest people on the planet, right?
Give me a question.
Larry Bird and Michael Jordan had that type of IQ, but in basketball. And so that's what made them so special. And their will to win was so high. But Michael, you just couldn't do anything with him because he can go left, he can go right, he can shoot the three, he can shoot the mid-range, he can take it to the basket and dunk on you. And just like my Lakers, 1991.
I'm not sure.
Right. Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals against my Lakers, he takes off. The tongue is out. All five of us, we jumped though we had. Right? And we forgot one thing, he can hang in the air longer than us. So as we went down, he watched us. He decided to switch, remember that? He switched the ball from the right hand to the left hand. The tongue went left.
I don't know these songs.
How can a man hang in the air that long to watch?
Which one of them?
Tongue too. And spinning on the glass and good. And Cooper and I looked at each other like, did he actually just do that? It was the most amazing shot we've ever seen in our lives. And then Larry Bird, I mean, what can I say? Man, both of them love to talk to you too while they're playing. I didn't get that. Why did they make us feel so bad when they got the score? So Larry Bird used to shoot a three-pointer from the corners all the time. So Dennis Johnson is their point guard. I stopped Dennis Johnson. He passed it to Larry. Now it's my turn to get out here and try to stop Larry Bird.
Hey,
But
Mills.
he's talking to me as I'm running at him. I don't know why you're running out here. But who does that in the middle of the game? I'm going to shoot it right in your face as soon as you get a step away from me. Sure enough, I got right here. He shoots it. It goes all net. And he turns and looks back and said, see, you did all that running for nothing. But it showed the power of his greatness when we walked
When
into
deciding
the
to
All-Star game, locker room,
You say you're
and the other 9 shooters were sitting on in their seat. Larry went to the middle of the locker room and said, which one of you guys coming in second?
And are
Who does that? And guess what they say? It's just unstoppable. But you think about another man named Dr. J. Julius Erving was just so incredible. I think about George Gervin was so unstoppable. I mean, we had some great players who were just unbelievable in their own right. But I talk about those guys, the two I said, is because that those were my measuring sticks. I always measured myself against Michael and Larry. And so Pat Riley reminded me every day how good and how great they were to motivate me. I used to hate Pat Riley doing that, right? My coach. So we'd be sitting there in the locker room and the Boston Celtics game would go final and he said, look how many points Larry Bird scored tonight. He scored 50 points and had 15 rebounds and 9 assists. So I'm sitting right behind him, he knew that. So now I'm getting mad, right? And then he would do the same thing when Michael Jordan scored would go final, and Jordan would score like 55 points or something, and he would rub it in to make me get motivated to go out there and play. And even though I didn't need no extra motivation, but he always did that to me. So those two are special. And then last but not least, we got to play with each other in the dream team. What a special moment that was.
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
best basketball team that's ever been.
I love your story about high school basketball playing and how you were so talented and the parents complained and you became somebody who drove the team.
Well, I think first getting to know them personally, and what makes them tick, what makes them go. And once you understand what everybody
I can't type.
first, what makes them go and what drives them, then you can motivate them, you can deliver your message to them. I'm always curious about everybody who works for me. I always get to know them. What's important to them? Besides their family, what else is important? Is it their work? Is it growing in this industry? Is it, becoming the best at what they do? On and on and on. I just want to know. And then I know what others are supposed to do. So it's very important. So I get to know everybody. And just like on the labor team, when I first got here, day one, I called Kareem over. Where do you like the ball? And he was like, nobody's ever asked me that. I said, tell me where you like it. You like it high? You like it in the middle of your chest? Or you like it low? He said, not low. I want it high. I said, when I throw it to you, it'll always be high. What did that do that made him say, oh, this rookie's going to be okay? And then I'm not trying to take over his team. So once Kareem bought into Magic, then everybody else bought into myself, that I'm just here to win. And so I think you got to know people, and once you know them, you know how to get them to do what you want them to do. And a lot of them will go through the wall for you, right? And so it's very important. Every team I've ever played on, I just got to know every single person. And then I knew how to work with them. And then also, too, great leaders can be led. So don't forget that, too. Because some of the people may bring great things to you, great ideas or suggestions. Be open-minded to that. So I'm always open-minded to my people bringing me different things. Because I've always found that 2 or 3 of them are going to be right. It's going to be good for me and good for my company. And so,
Where's that question?
thank you for that. That's very good. But I always try to get to know everybody. Very well. Yes, sir. And then 32 over there. Yes, sir. Sir, we're going to go with you first. Okay, you go into the mic too, because that'd be good. Everybody hear your question.
The story about the 11-year-old kid where the food infection went to the brain. Why is the mouth separate from the body? Why not have one insurance to cover the whole body? Let's fight for that. Why accidental insurance to be separate?
That's beautiful. Yeah, let's fight for it. I'm with you.
It's part of the body.
Yeah.
Let's fight for it.
Well, I'll lean on you guys as the expert. No, I think that's how we work together, right? You give me vital information and
Hi,
like you said,
Brenda.
I fight for it. So we have to work together.
Yeah, one insurance for the whole body, life mouth separate from the rest of the body. The mouth is the one that speaks.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, I look forward to you.
I know.
We'll bring, I'm coming back. No, because what I try to do is
Ask a question.
to get information that's vital to the community. I remember when COVID went down, and they called me because a lot of the black and brown community was not getting shots.
Happy A superstar.
So I said, what can I do? So the first thing I did was I wanted to have mine, when I took my COVID shot, live on TV. And that changed a lot of people, even my parents. They were reluctant until I took my shot. And then they went right after me. So sometimes I gotta think of things to do to make sure
I
that
can't type.
I can deliver the most important messages with the right information to those who live in the inner cities of America. So thank you for that. I look forward to us dialoguing about it. Yes? Yes, I'm all the way. Yeah.
What? I want a ball. Where's my ball? That's awesome.
Put my number, then I'm gonna put my Hall of Fame. There you go, you got both.
Thank you, superstar.
Magic, you've been an inspiration since I was 10 years old and a teenager.
You've asked this question.
Oh, thank you.
Selfish basketball. But what I've watched over your career, not only as a player, but also as an executive, coaching is vital to winning championships. I watched you go from 1980s championship to a team that failed to win the championship the following year. Can you talk to us about the importance of great coaching for the team? Top to bottom, you got a great owner of the team, but it's important to have that great coach as well. Can you talk about that?
Well, I think that from the top,
And keep it sharp and close.
I got
That's right, Nate. I'm trying.
First of all, he was smart. A lot of times they bring the ball and forget the shot. But he had winning and doing things right and excellence and best in class always starts at the top. Dr. Jerry Buss was an owner who believed in winning, but he did things the right way. So then it trickled down to Jerry West, our general manager, who was a dominant Hall of Fame superstar player here himself. And then it went to Pat Riley. And let me tell you this. He was the best preparation coach I've ever had. He always has. We knew what you were going to do, both from an offensive side and a defensive side. Pat Riley was the hardest working coach at that time in America. I mean, he put the time in, and he prepared us so that we had to also put the time in. And he wanted mentally and physically tough guys. Because it's one thing to be physically tough, but you might not be mentally tough. But he wanted both. So when we came to play, first of all, we were in better shape than everybody because he ran us to death. Then he believed in team basketball, so everything you had to do was about the team. When you had a problem with an individual on the team, he would have a meeting and then put everybody in a circle, and the guy that had a problem had to stand in the middle of the circle and say what was wrong. Then all the guys got to address that situation. He said, once this circle is broken, or we leave, the problem is over. I don't want nobody talking about the issue after this. He was so smart in doing so many great things like that. So it was just amazing for us to be prepared and ready. And Pat Riley, we took on his personality. He was a tough guy, and we became a tough team. So, yes. And then he passed that on to the two leaders of the team. That was Kareem. Kareem led by his play. I'm going to tell you when you're not doing your job. And then also they had a situation where they could tell me if I'm not doing my job. And Michael Cuckoo just went into the Hall of Fame. This is going to be great in August. My running mate is going into the Hall of Fame. Think about that. A guy who never started in the NBA is going into the Hall of Fame. Isn't that something? That tells you now we're looking at guys who make a great contribution to your team, to the game. And he doesn't have to be a star. So I'm so proud and happy for Michael. He was the glue to our team. Him and Kirk Rambis were the two glue guys of our team. People forget Kirk Rambis was just a tough, set great picks. But, I couldn't throw it to Kirk. When he got a head of steam going, You couldn't throw him in basketball because he would travel every time. But we love Curry, and so come on, let me sign that jersey for you. Is someone on this side? All right, you got it.
So, just, you've been following your career for such a long time, and in many ways, can I get easier?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry. So, the one question that I always wanted to ask you, ever since I've been watching you, is it seems like you always did things the right way, but also you understood the importance of some of the milestones that you went through, and you understood the role that you played. So, as an Angelino, my question is, when are we going to see your name on the ballot?
What you say again? What?
I mean, I support myself. If I can meet you, this is the one
Thank
question
you,
I have.
Nate.
As a huge Laker fan, all of that being said, the truth is, you've done it all the right way. And even with, you took
Thank you.
your diagnosis and everything else, you presented it because you knew who you were and how it's going to affect you. So, as an Angelino, I want to know when we're going to see your name on the ballot, because that has to be.
Wow.
Bring your phone. Come on, let's get a pill. Oh, wow, they're all in Lakers stuff, too. Come on, let's get a pill.
Hey, Lonnie.
I like working with the mayors and the governors and the presidents. I don't want to be one of them. Because what happens is I build my company to create jobs for people, and I'm so dedicated to the city of Los Angeles and doing great work, but I'm still one guy with all this stuff going on in his life, and I'm still married, and I'm now a grandfather and all of that, so I wouldn't have time to be a politician, but I like working with them and helping them with their initiatives, the plan they have. I think I'd like to stay doing that. And because once you get in that lane, the other things you can't do, right? And I love to be able to go to the Dodger game. I love going to the Laker game. I love doing all those things, and I still love traveling. My wife and I love to travel. So I want to take to that, man. Because once you become a politician, all those things you can't do no more.
But you do things differently. That's the point.
Now, I understand what people want, and I can deliver those things and all that, but again, I got one life, so I better enjoy it. And I work all day as it is today, now. I'm already thinking about what I gotta do tomorrow, right? And, no, I like working with them, and I'll do that till I'm dead, okay? Yes. And sir, we're gonna come right to you next.
So if Matthew Johnson would have never been a basketball player, he would have been?
I probably would have followed. All my brothers work for General Motors. I probably would do that, or the Boys and Girls Club. I worked, first of all, I grew up at the Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club allowed me to have a safe haven and also a place to play basketball. My parents were happy that I was able to go there and know that nothing would happen. It gave me my first real job at rodeo. I worked and I carried and sold Coca-Cola, and I was also competitive with that too as well. Every year I would be the kid who sold the most Cokes, and I took great pride in that. And they took me to my first professional game, the Detroit Tiger baseball game. They took me to the Detroit Lions football game and the Detroit Pistons basketball game. So then I started working there. And And then once I got to Michigan State, I became a big brother. So I love working with the Big Brothers Big Sister program. I had 2 young men that were big brothers too. So I probably would work either voice club or Big Brother Big Sister. And like I said, I will follow my father and my brothers in the general owners that had great careers for 30 years. I'm built like my father. He was never late and never missed a day in 30 years. So I'm built just like him. He built me like him. And so I probably would follow one of those career paths. My major was telecommunications, radio and TV. So,
Magic, I applaud what you're doing for the community. I think it's, better to give than to receive, and I hope we can all learn from that.
yeah.
There are a lot of black leaders in their communities that actually do wonders for their own community. They take one step forward every time. But sometimes I look at the news and I see the community taking 2 steps backwards. What are your thoughts on that, and how do we solve that problem?
It's unfortunate when the community takes a couple steps backwards. That's why everything that I do, just like LAFC, I'm one of the owners of the soccer team. So we built that stadium right in the heart of Los Angeles. And we created so many job opportunities for the people who live around that stadium. And then also too, on our executive team, we hire people from that community. And then there's suppliers who get contracts from that community, both men and women owned companies. So that's how you change a community. You got to create jobs, you got to create opportunities. Unfortunately, there's going to be problems that in every community, but especially my community, we have problems with sometimes people do things that they shouldn't do, and now it affects the whole community. And so I know when I first started as a businessman, I built my Starbucks there, I built my movie theaters there, so people can have a place to go get a great cup of coffee, but also have a chance to take their families to the first run movie. And I'm only one person, and I can only, stand up here and talk about myself, what I do and how I do it. And but I will continue to always represent the Black and brown community and try to do things that other people are not doing, or try to join forces with them and make it better for everybody.
Can I take a picture with an honorable man?
Yes. Yes, let the lady go first, and then we come right to you. You can speak right into the mic. Yeah.
First of all,
Go ahead.
thank you for that, helping for the community.
Okay.
I did my residency in the area, where we serve a lot of brown and black people of color. And you're helping these kids, for example, giving them this. But, and this is one of my things that when I was in the residency, I was thinking to help them a little bit better, to start from the family. Before they even get out of the community. So it's been a project to help this basically the same young mothers who are raising these kids, bringing out in the community later on.
Yeah, we always try to start with the parents because, when you think about the parents and their kids, it's just a situation that if the parents are about education, then make sure the kids are about education. And so try to understand what do they need. So they have to tell us what they need, and so what do they need? Do they need help with what? And then we try to provide that help for them. And then also too, a lot of parents need training. So see, before we even hire somebody, we train them. I learned that when Howard Schultz at Starbucks taught me that. Starbucks always trained those young people to do their job at Starbucks. So that's what I incorporated in my company. So we always train the parents or whoever to do their job. So yes, it definitely has to start with the parents, and they have to be more involved with their kids, right? But sometimes that parent is so young now, unfortunately is this, that mom is working jobs. So how do we work with that young person when she's trying to bring enough money home to feed everybody, keep a roof over everybody's head? And so we try to understand the situation. And a lot of times we do, and we step in where we have to step in and help. And then you got a lot of great organizations who are doing a lot of great work in the Black and brown communities as well. So it's just not me, a lot of great organizations. So that was a good question too. But we work with parents all the time. We want to make sure. The other day, I went to DC and we had a fundraiser. I'm sorry, we were doing something for the Washington Command. And we were at the Boys and Girls Club. So this packed gym come and listen to me speak. But what I did was I pulled 5 kids out. And I said, I have this money. We have drawing, and they all won. I said, I'm going to give you some money, but I'm going to actually put it in the bank for you. We're going to go down, we're going to put this money in the bank. You're not going to get it until you're 18. But it's going to grow for you. So that way, by the time you're ready to go to college, you got some money sitting there. And they start crying, parents start crying. See, that's teaching them first. You know, I don't get it in your hand, because if I get it to you in your hand, you're going to spit it. So it's a way of doing things too. That's how you change people's lives as well. Come on, get a picture with me. Next. I said, you. And then we're going to come that side. Go ahead.
So, I can relate to the experience that you had.
Lonnie, I love sports.
Getting busted into a white neighborhood. Because even though I'm white, I was getting busted into a white neighborhood in Brooklyn because everyone assumed that people who lived where I lived was either going to be black and Puerto Rican, which they all were except for me and my brother. Right. And that busing experience probably changed my life because I got to see things a different way. Right. And you know, that's not a unique experience. Other people who go through that busing kind of program, I think also grew tremendously from it. In spite of the first few weeks with baseball bats were out. Right. It's a significant issue in the city, as you well know. And busing is no longer a favorable thing. It's fallen respect because of all the other social problems that it creates. Right. What is being done and what can be done in the inner city communities to change the dynamic of the existing public education system? So busing doesn't have to happen to get quality education, quality tools, and adequate equipment.
Well, listen, first we got to do better. I think the teachers got to get paid more. That's not Number 2, we got to get new books, new computers. When you go to an inner city school, they don't have enough books, right? The Torah or pages are missing, on and on. And then it's, you know, when you think about software, it's all outdated. So I went into Crenshaw, the Lakers and I came together. We went in and built a whole new computer lab at Crenshaw High. And it changed everything. The kids were so excited. We put down the Laker floor. We made that the floor. Man, we couldn't keep the kids out of there, right? And it was this all brand new computers, and it was just wonderful. But also we made it a lab where we wanted them to come in and invent things too. And you got some creative people that live in these neighborhoods, but they just don't have the opportunity or somebody believe in them. And once we did that, it changed. These young people started changing, they started inventing things. We had a teacher who had been at one of the universities for many years, an engineer. He came in, donated his time. You know that 10 students now now got their own little companies now. And because of what we were able to do, and that's the real blessing, that's how you create the change. Because you got to change this. See, if you can change the mindset and attitude, then we're going somewhere. So the books got to be better. Software got to be better. But the first thing you got to do is look at those teachers and say, this is what you deserve. You know, working with our kids, you deserve more. We got to say thank you more to them for working as hard as they do. So we have to start. Thank you for that. Come on. All right, I said, young lady, and you got it. Go ahead.
So earlier you mentioned that great leaders can often be led.
I got you. Remember, I'm 64. I work out every
Wow. Okay, I'm open up my workout game.
So since great leaders can be led, I believe that also great leaders implement perspectives from other leaders. So since 2020, how has Mama mentality changed for you when you implement that with the kids and the newer generation?
as
Mama mentality.
Mama, Kobe Bryant's mama mentality. Well, for me, I guess Kobe and I already had that same mentality. First of all, give me clap, Kobe.
I will, Lonnie.
And I just followed his lead when it came to women's sports. Kobe Bryant did more for women's sports than probably anybody. He was already doing things way before now. And he trained so many little girls who wanted to be basketball players. He trained so many high school players. He trained so many WNBA players and college players. And called them, gave them advice. And so for me, I first want to say I love the man. And it was great working with him. And there will never be somebody like Kobe ever again. My thing is to keep his legacy going and keep what he started in terms of the women, growing the women. You saw me, I was talking about it a lot, especially with Caitlin Clark and what happened in college and on and on and on. And so, and then how I can help in any other way. Now a lot of players, both male and female, call me. A lot of entertainers, athletes, they call me because they want to start their own company. So they, Dwayne Wade, Grant Hill, all these guys always, they call me, I help get them started. And now I got a lot of females call me now and want me to help them as well. And so that's what I'm here to do. So a lot of times, just passing on the knowledge. I had a blueprint, I just share that with them and try to help them to start their own companies and then also go back to their community and give back. So I said, if I help you, I just need you to help some other people. But yeah, Kobe, whew, man, you talking about somebody that was special. Oh my goodness. See, every night you watched it, he would leave you shaking your head like, how did he do that? Right? And that's what made his drive to win, his drive to be the best. And he always told me, pulled me aside, and said, MJ, I just want to be like you and the other MJ. So I'm going to win championships like you guys, and then I want to become businessmen like you and Michael. And I said, wow, guess what? He accomplished all of that. And
Thank you, Lonnie.
Thank you for bringing him up, because I think that a lot of times we don't want to forget Kobe. And he was the greatest girl dad. People don't realize out here, where we are, a little further in, he used to take his daughters to ice cream place, the movies. I mean, Kobe was seen in Orange County all the time with his daughters. And so, give him credit for that. All right. Let another lady, I take this role in you. Go.
Well, you obviously had a
You feel
success.
God help you if you want.
personal and professional life. And most of us here are really driven by success. But we also lead teams that have to face failures.
Love you too.
So how have you in your past really addressed a failure, and how can you help us to help our teams address those inevitable failures?
Thank you. I faced one. I had excelled in every championship series until '84 when I'm playing against my rival in that blind here too. This is the first time I ever failed in a championship series, and I was the reason why the Lakers lost that championship. I turned the ball over in key moments, and we lost a grueling 7-game series to the Celtics. I had to take self-evaluation of myself and say I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So I had to work over that summer to get better. And sometimes when you take a swat of yourself, you got to be honest, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? So I just went to work and got better. And God, I got blessed. Turn around in '85 to play the Celtics right back again. The same situation I was put in, the same exact situation. And guess what? I got better. I executed better. And sure enough, we won. We beat the Celtics back the following year. So you're going to deal with it. Failure is how you deal with it and then what you learn from it. See, I don't win every contract in business, right? But we always huddle and say, why did we lose? Let's learn from it, get better, and let's make sure it doesn't happen again. You're going to fail, no question about it. It's just what you learn from it, what you take from it, and then what are you going to do about it? See, I'm solution driven. And I tell my team all the time, we lost, take 10 minutes, be mad about it, and then we got to move on. Learn from it, move on. Learn from it, move on. And so, I love to work with people who are solution driven like me. Don't tell me the house was on fire or it is on fire. Tell me the house was on fire. You put it out. And this is what we're going to do about it. This is our next move. That's the person I want to be working with. Right? So, when you pick your team, it's so important that I pick people like myself, competitive, driven, workers, not clock watchers. I love to work with people like that. And so I got a lot of people who are on my team like me. And I love that. So come on, take a picture. I think you were the next one.
I don't know.
You got him all the way back there. So he should be sitting right here. Where's the husband at? Where is he at? Oh, I must be that bad. He didn't even come in the room.
I can't find the question now.
Well, I appreciate
Where's
all
that
your
question?
comments, especially regarding the SWOT. I think it's one of the most underutilized tools that we have.
It definitely
And
is.
so simple that we can go to.
I've made so many great decisions doing SWOT, whether it's buying a company, whether it's my team wasn't good enough, I had to get another team in place, on and on and on. That SWOT has helped me tremendously, so I do it all. And guess what? I do it as a CEO, father, husband. Because I want to become better. The man I was in 23, I'm not in 24. I don't want to be that same guy. I want to go up. I want to be better. I always push myself to be better. Go.
The only question I have for you is, what is the number one quality that you're looking for a leader when you're going in to choose that? What's the number one thing you're looking for?
I think, first of all, I want them to be book smart, but are they common sense? Oh. challenge, I need to do it like this, or I need to talk to them like this, you know, so I think I want a combination of both. And, can they make those who they work with better? See, that's what we're talking about here. And so, I got a room full of leaders who make everybody who work with them better. And I want that quality in them. And then last but not least, I want to do well and do good. You got to be able to give back. See, the money's not going to wake none of us up. It's the passion and love for what we do that wakes us up every morning. That's a good blessing. All right, you got the last one. No, you got the last one. You want the picture? Not the oh, good. Okay. Give me a picture. All right, come on. How are you? Okay. All right, everybody stand up for me. I'm going to end it right quick.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna go so I can network a little bit. And I will talk to y'all later. Okay?
2 seconds.
That is okay.
And then I'm going to get on out of here and let you guys get back to your amazing conference. Thank you for letting me be
Bye, you
a
guys.
part of it. And thank you for blessing people with your expertise and all these incredible